Hello everyone, and welcome back to Stacy's Voice. In this episode, I'm going to talk about starting chemo, the effects it had on my family, and a big surprise that nobody saw coming. Remember to ring the bell, share, and give me a thumbs up. The dreaded door day was here, a day that I was not looking forward to. Today, I was going to face my fears. Today, I was not only going to be a prospective cancer patient, I was going to be a cancer patient. I didn't think I really belonged here. I felt pretty good, all except for my leg, and my brace, and my wheelchair. Come to think of it, I probably looked more like a patient than I thought. As I approached the door, I stopped, said a little prayer, took a breath, and stepped into the room. The room was busy with nurses running around taking care of other cancer patients. Everyone was awaiting their turn with the chemo drug that we were led to believe that would cure the cancer and heal us. As the nurse ran by, my husband and I, she told us to take a seat and somebody would be with us real soon. The infusion room was lined with big, comfy recliners with another row of recliners in the middle of the room. On either side of the room were two TVs blaring game shows. As we settled into an area, the nurse came and helped us. It seemed to be the same protocol for everyone. A warm blanket, a Pepsid, and a Benadryl. The Pepsid was for possible stomach problems. The Benadryl was for a possible allergic reaction, and the warm blanket was to help us be warmer as the fluids were entering our veins. It also helped with that it was cooler in the room no matter what the season. The Benadryl would kick in and I would end up sleeping a large part of the day, which was okay to help the long hours pass by. When patients weren't sleeping, they would socialize with other caregivers and patients, sharing diagnoses and stories. Although the thought of this room was dreaded, we all had the same goal, that was to be healed and cured of this disease. At the end of this chemo treatment, we made an appointment for another 3 weeks. This would be the new routine for the next 6 months. We scheduled the chemo on Fridays so that I could recuperate over the weekend and go back to work on Monday. By recuperate, I mean I slept most of the weekend to allow my body to relax and recuperate from the traumatic experience. I felt completely drained. Fatigue was my major side effect. I didn't really have much trouble with nausea, which was a blessing. One bizarre side effect I had was my sense of smell. One smell in particular was chicken frying. I remember a time when I came home and someone was frying chicken. I had to go to another room, and I cannot eat fried chicken to this day. A memory I have of my bedridden weekends was talking to my sister. We lived 300 miles away, but we would watch the show Wipeout together. It felt like we were sitting on the couch together with no cares in the world, that we would laugh so hard at other people getting hurt. Sounds weird, but it was a distraction from everything that was going on. She was the kind of friend that would listen and make you laugh. She was the best sister. After the weekend of relaxing, Monday morning would arrive. It was back to work and trying to maintain our regular schedule as much as possible. As time went on, I relied on my co-workers to help where I lacked. I was able to form daily task, it just took me a little bit longer. When the 6 months was over, the oncologist scheduled a CT scan to check the progress. It came back all clear. What does that mean? It meant that the chemo appeared to help, but there was a lot of work to be done. The doctor composed a plan of maintenance treatments. I would do treatments for 6 months, have a 6 months rest, have 6 more months of treatments, and 6 months of rest, and then would be scheduled for another scan. The chemo would not be as aggressive, but it would be a maintenance drug that would keep the cancer at bay. It seemed like a revolving door that I just could not get out of. Finally came the end of the maintenance rotation and time for another scan to be scheduled. Again, it came back all clear. My family and I breathed a little bit easier to have 2 scans in a row, all clear. I wouldn't have to go back for another scan for another 6 months. Our routine slowly got back to normal, and my strength slowly returned. Things were good again. The next 6 months seemed to fly by, but it was scan time again. These 2 scans were all clear, so we were pretty confident that this one would too. The scan results came back and everyone was devastated. Nobody thought that a tumor could come back so quickly. We had worked so hard to complete the chemo treatments. It all seemed so hopeless. The scan showed a tumor on my right ovary. Recap, they first found a tumor in my leg and both breasts, and now there was a tumor on my ovary. It was very concerning, as the doctor was saying that the ovary was one place that non-Hodgkin's lymphoma would not be found. What were we going to do now? Another cancer battle? Will I ever feel well again? The patience of my family during this time was more than anybody should have to go through. I knew God had this, but I was so disappointed in myself. What was I doing wrong? When I got married, I never thought that my husband was going to have to take care of me at such a young age. I had always pictured that we would grow old together and take care of each other when we're elderly. My children had matured right before my eyes. They had to handle a lot of situations that children their age should not have to see. Most children don't see their parents hooked up to machines full of chemicals to help save their parents. Children don't see their parents sleep through the weekend. In reality, more children see this than we would like to think. Honestly, I just never thought it would be me. You never do until it happens. The truth is that some children do have to grow up faster than others, and I hated that for my children. I went into this cancer battle claiming it as mine. It was my disease. It was my body that it was affecting. It was my treatment. Mine, mine, mine. I was so wrong. It was affecting my husband and children as much or more than it was affecting me. The effects would last long past this disease. Most families don't have to endure such things, but mine did. It was not only my battle, it was a family battle. It was a ward battle. We conquered and continue to conquer together, not alone, but with the guidance and comfort that only God can provide. Where would we be without Him? Tune in next time as I talk about preparing for cancer battle number 2. Remember to subscribe, share, and give me a thumbs up.